What's up everyone, Cadet Aaliyah back, and today we'll be doing part 9 of the Sin Quest. I noticed that Lost Spells 6 is coming soon, and sadly I'm going to be one of the many that are far behind. But let's try to play catch up, and let's see how far I can get. Oh god, a random player. Please be good. And as you can see, I finally got her. So no more berserker issues. But also, I have a confession to make. I'm no longer the 4-star queen. Sadly, one 5-star broke my 4-star record. And I will be revealing them. When the time comes, that is. Never make fun of a happy couple. And when I mean happy, I mean in quotes. Man, of all the ways the Emperor... Man, of all the ways for the Emperor to obtain immortality, that one just didn't even occur to me. So after finding the remains in the Shang Dynasty ruins, the Emperor must have worked out some sort of cybernetics breakthrough way back in the BC era. No wonder the technology in this lost spell is so topsy-turvy. So the Emperor must have abandoned the... How do you say that? Zaren's aspiration and found a way to attain immortality another way. Zenren? How do you say that, by the way? Zenren were Taoist mountain sages, or hermits if you like, who saw internal truth. They also perfected their bodies, thereby achieving eternal youth and life. In proper human history, the first emperor of Shin attempted to become one of these Zeren through an immortality elixir made with Chinese alchemy. But as it happens, repeated long-term use of this elixir only resulted in fatal mercury poisoning. Alchemy has always been a great deal more trial and error than success, no matter where it was practiced. God dang. When this lost spell, the same emperor must have given up on alchemy in favor of technology based on Nessa. Well, Prince Neza's body was still created by a Zenren, so it's not as though that represented too big of a divergence from the path. But the decision to surrender human form and grant only the mind immortality cannot have been made lightly. From there, if the Emperor was able to stamp out all dissent in the rest of China and continue ruling the resulting empire at the height of his power, oh my gosh, there's so many words that I can't freaking pronounce. I need to stop doing this early. Conquering the rest of the world seemed only a matter of course. Yes, well, as a mage, I can say I approve of that, but I am glad this emperor turned out to be such a reasonable fellow. Indeed, this was a most unexpected development. I never would have guessed that a lost spell ruler would sever ties with its cryptor in favor of negotiating with us. That said, what do you make of the request to examine the shadow border in exchange? It's definitely a risk. I mean, we didn't so much as tell the other lost spell factions that zero sailing is even a thing. The Russian and Scandinavian lost spells both seem to have their hands full with their own affairs. But China's different. Quite so. This empire is under the impression that the rest of the world is part of its domain, and that the storm is responsible for severing their ties to the rest of their land. They see this situation as an unprecedented disaster, much like we did with proper human history being wiped out of existence. I wonder what they think if they saw the world outside their lost belt. I guess they'd be pretty angry. Or distraught. Yeah, there's potential reaction is key. There are several lost belts, but only one on Earth. It's a recipe for the biggest, crappiest game of musical chairs ever. Since there's no way for all of these different civilizations to coexist, instead of existing in parallel worlds, they all have to fight to exist on the same Earth. So the lost bells that aren't preoccupied with just scraping by are eventually going to have to fight others if they want to expand their territory further. I think Ishari even says something about that. So the cryptors, Team A, are competing with each other at the same time they're fighting proper human history? Why would Castaria choose this? I have opinions, but I'm gonna hold them off until I meet them. Oh boy. We have insufficient evidence and what the hell? Tongue twister. We have insufficient evidence to come to any conclusion about his motives, so let us leave that aside for now. The salient point at the moment is that all the lost bells will eventually be competing with each other for survival. Right, and while proper human history may be at a disadvantage with all its territory gone, there's still one thing we have that the lost bells don't. Of course, the shadow border. And because of that, we still the only ones with the ability to zero sail between lost belts as we please, but if one of the lost belts had the border, they have a serious leg up over the others, huh? Damn! I can't believe this Xing Xinhuang was thinking that far ahead. Indeed, though all of this assumes that China does indeed have all the other nations under its rule. The one Xing Xinhuang ventures outside this lost belt, the first move they make will be to go on the attack against other lost belts rather than Chaldea. This could be our big chance to swoop in while the other sides are weak from fighting each other and take the prize for ourselves. Careful, he might be listening in. I'm afraid not, Mr. Gordoff. The outcome we need to be concerned about is Xing Xinhuang gaining an overwhelming advantage thanks to the Shadow Border's technology. Yeah, he's got a point there. And going on to claim the entire planet as their own. Right, if that happens, we'll be responsible for creating the biggest threat to restoring proper human history ourselves. And there's no way to tell how it would play out until we open the lid on this figurative Pandora's box, which I'd rather not open. Gah! So no matter what we do, we're taking a big risk? There is also the possibility that we may become collateral damage when the lost belt begins to battle one another in earnest. Still, while we cannot rule that outcome out definitively, it's far enough away that we can worry about it later. In the meantime, our most pressing concerns by far is finding an antidote for Director Gordoff and Miss Aaliyah. Yes, exactly, Holmes. I always knew you had a kind heart deep down underneath your gruff detective exterior. Nah, he's just thinking. Well, I guess we can't deny that Toby here is in trouble. If they really do hand Konyaskaya over as promised, does that mean we'll have to have one less thing to worry about? Well, in one sense, yes, but having Koenigsegg as a prisoner will create another one. A very serious one. Oh, come on. If anything, it only further raises the question of how we will go about settling matters in this lost belt. And then there's the fact that we still can't find this tree of emptiness. Indeed. I was surprised to learn that not even Shin Hong knew about it. Does that mean Hinako doesn't know either? What am I saying? Of course she does. I mean, it's her job as a cryptid to protect this world's tree of emptiness with her life. And I'm telling you, it's that big tall thing that the dude claims that is his body. Quite so. Her behavior has been most peculiar from the beginning. Both Kodak and Ophelia have formed alliance with their Lost Belt rulers, and share to go to expand their territory in the future. But here in China, the only one who seemed interested in territory expansion is Shin Hong. It even seems as though Akuta was trying to hold Shin Hong back. Yeah, the only thing that seemed to interest her was wiping us out. That's true. I got this sense that she wanted to dispose of us before Shin Hong started paying attention to the outside world. I can't tell if she's being reactive or proactive. Say, this might be too late by now, but are we sure it's okay to talk about this stuff in here? Hey, one word is thinking. I mean, Shin Hong keeps an eye on all of China, right? How do we know the Emperor's not listening right now? True, the thought of the Emperor peeping on us from low orbit is more than a little creepy. But the flip side of that is that all the Emperor can do. Oh, that's all he can do. Crap. We should still assume our heat signatures are visible, even with a proof in the way. What about... But as far as audio is concerned, the Emperor mentioned that the quality isn't good, and we can only be heard when we're looking up and raising our voice. Also, we're whispering, whoops. I know it's because I tried yelling a bunch of obscenities at the Emperor when I was in the cockpit. Oh my gosh, the Vinci! So unladylike! So that's all that stuff about old geezer cyberpunk ripoff and any leftover was. God dang! Anyway, the Emperor constantly watching us at all times will get annoying, so I made this. New outfit? What is it? A step model of your new Mystic Code. Ooh, new Mystic Code! I tried modeling off of Robin Hood, no face made king. Just think of it as a streamlined, portable, bounded field. Oh, so it's just a cave. Wah. That's amazing. When did you even have the time to make that? Thanks, but it's really not quite as impressive as it may sound. There are a lot of stability issues and other kinks to work out. If the model level is the atmosphere are too dense, or the reality, is really hot or really cold, it falls apart like a house of cards. Well, dang. So that means it would be pretty useless in the other two Lost Belts we've seen. I see. But when one considers how stable this Lost Belt environment is, it becomes clear how useful such a model would be here. Oh, it also focuses on precision over area of effect, so it won't hide you from someone close by. Oh, sheesh. But since we only have to worry about long-range spying here, it will work perfectly in this case. Oh, looks like they're getting started. What the? This Shang Gang just launched something else at us. Let's go check it out, Master. Yeah. I think it's Shingyong. Oh, a benefaction. Our village got a benefaction. Most glorious and majestic Heavenly Emperor wishes to thank you for your hospitality to our otherworldly visitors. Be grateful for this blessing. Thank you, most glorious and majestic Heavenly Emperor. Thank you. Benefaction. I remember now. They said that's what those rockets are usually used to deliver. Man, they're so lucky. I can't wait till I'm grown up and can get benefaction too. You mean kids never get them? We do, but they usually don't work as well when you're little as when you're grown up. They sure don't for me. So you wanna try mine and see what they're like for yourself, miss? Here you go. It looks like medicine. Hold on. Yep. It's clear your head out and make you feel really good. It's like a dream come true. Is this opioids? Is this opioids? No! Holmes! Don't you do that! Is that so? Give it here! Hells no! Mash hold this man down! Oh gosh, remember your reputation! Rest assured, I am not speaking solely out of personal desire. Don't you think such a drug is worth analyzing? Oh my god, no! Holmes, for the love of all things holy, no! Where the frick is Watson when you need him? This could be some sort of technology unique to those lost spells that has no counterpart in proper human history. Yeah, I doubt that, sir. I see. So, this benefaction isn't money then? Of course not. I doubt this farming village even has a monetary economy. Then again, the fact that we've seen so much agriculture would suggest some economic activity. What if the crops yield tremendous surplus every year without fail? Is that even possible? In our world, using methods of agriculture which we are familiar, no. But things may work differently in this world. I took a look at the wheat they are growing, and it was like nothing I've ever seen. In fact, I can't even be certain it is wheat. All I can say for certain is that it has been heavily modified. Perhaps this seemingly primitive form of agriculture is actually far more advanced than we have been giving it credit for. Even though these farmers don't have so much as a single tractor, perhaps their methods are so advanced they have no need for machines. Why don't you analyze the wheat along with that shady drug? Da Vinci! Do not let him anywhere near this drug! You might just learn something. Yeah, a whole other world. I cannot say that the wheat is nearly as interesting as the drug. For the love of God, somebody please just draw us as characters just dragging this man away from the drugs. You know what, I'm gonna just look up and see if there are. But now that we are no longer needed to look But now that we no longer need to look for coin in the sky, I suppose I could spare the time. Oh, for the love of God. Hey, isn't that Xing Huang's? Hi there. The engineer just went on break. That vehicle is like your home away from home, right? I'm sorry you can't use it during our investigation. Are you finding everything to your liking in our camp in the meantime? Oh yes, it's very pleasant here. The air is so clean and fresh too. It's so nice to have a place outside our vehicle where we can relax. We didn't really have that in our other world, the other place we've been to. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, right. I haven't introduced myself yet. Xing Lang Yu, a general of the Emperor. Empire. Crap. Xing Lang Yu. You know her, Holmes? In proper human history, she existed about 400 years ago. She's famous in China for being the only female general in recorded history. That aside, the fact that you are still alive in this day and age is a great surprise to me. Did Xing Huang make you immortal too, by any chance? Of course not. I was just permitted to sleep in Mount Li after my accomplishment in the Baozhou Rebellion. Baozhou? How do you say this? Here in the Empire, any warrior who makes a name for themselves is put to rest in times of peace, and is only awakened again when they are needed. So you employ cryogenic freezing. Then I presume there is no need to keep a standing army here. Was Xing Yu frozen in Mount Li too? Xing Yu? Ah, I see. So you call that thing Xing Yu too? That thing? No, that thing is just a valuable relic. It's one of the most glorious and majestic Heavenly Emperor's most impressive accomplishments, which is saying a lot. It's both one of the cornerstones of this eternal empire and a monument to it. But as you can see, it's not a living soldier. You could say it's the ancestor to the mechanical army. So Huang's army is composed of those dolls. And you commanders from the past were unfrozen in order to lead them? Of course. I'm also told the royal guards in Shenyang are also assembled from soldiers of the current era. Have you ever heard that some elites have received instructions and sage orders from most glorious and majestic Heavenly Emperor in person? I'm just going to call you Heavenly Emperor at this point. But Huang has no need to keep a full army on hand at all times. The mechanical soldiers are more than sufficient, and the generals needed to lead them can always be summoned from their quarters in Mount Li. It's been a long time since I was frozen myself, and I'm also told there hasn't been any sort of disturbance for the last 100 years. Son of a gun! So you're saying war has been eradicated from this world? Even when I was a young girl, war was only ever something I read about in history books. I mean, war can only be fought between countries, right? But there haven't been any countries beside our empire for over 800 years. The only reason I took out the spear was to help put down revolts. Then Huang had achieved domain over the world by the 13th century. Son of a gun. We started implementing gunpowder well before any other country, so no nation was able to oppose us. Yeah. The discovery of the Fusang tree was a big help too, as it helped us make huge leaps in our medical science. Wait, what? It's all thanks to majestic Heavenly Emperor abandoning mortal flesh in favor of a holy, undying vessel. I freaking called it! What's the Fusang tree? I'm told it's the embodiment of sage's secrets, a treasure trove of hidden mystic wisdom. Others know it as the Tree of Life. Most glorious emperor discovered it while searching the sage world for the secrets of immortality. Does that mean Huang really did manage to become sage? No, this glorious emperor had already achieved immortality through the holy vessel before discovering the Fusang tree. They say the emperor chose to remain in metal form rather than ascend to the heavens, because it was a better way to lead the nation. Still, it took over 300 years to complete the surge, and it wouldn't have been possible without bending the shackles of mortality. In the end, the emperor decided to use the sage knowledge of medicine to improve the people's lives. With all manners of disease, hunger, and pestilence eradicated, and our soldiers' strength enhanced through elixirs, no other country forces stood a chance against us. Dang. Sage-based biochemistry. That reminds me. Isn't this a rather unnecessarily large plot of farmland for this number of residents? You think? I suppose everyone does have their handful during the harvest. But the wheat grows on its own the rest of the time, so it doesn't seem like too much work to me. Yes, that's so. I do beg your pardon. I merely thought that all this wheat might result in quite the surplus, given how many people live here. Oh my gosh, he's smiling. Perhaps you take more than half of the harvest as a form of taxation? Of course. Everything the village can't eat is taken to Shenyang. Shenyang, how do you say that? I see. Then I suppose Shenyang must be an immensely populous city. No, not especially. Aha! Now I see. I take it wheat is still only grown for food in your world. Is that not the case here? Wheat is the key ingredient for ethanol, the Empire's most valuable source of energy. Oh, don't I look... Okay, finally he admits it. Well, don't I look a proper fool? It was completely taken in by appearances. So this rather mundane-looking wheat field is actually used primarily for growing your fuel source. I did hear that the world you all come from has a completely different history from ours. I can only speculate, but I gather the world you came from must be a cruel and unforgiving place.
What made you say that? I mean, sure, some countries, but not all.
Well, you and that young lady are, I do hope this doesn't offend you, but...
What?
Even if you look as though you enjoy fighting, you have such kind eyes, so much so that I can scarcely imagine you in any quarrel to begin with. Fufu? And yet, that weapon the young lady carries looks to be so heavy and dense that even the most seasoned of our warriors would have difficulty handling it. What's more, I can tell she wields it as naturally as if it were an extension of her own body. That people such as yourself have been forced to become adapted at combat at such a young age. Well, that says a great deal about how harsh your world must be.
Actually, quite the opposite.
Damn! Looks like they're gonna party all night, huh? That benefaction stuff must be some real good shit. No! God dang it!
Indeed.
What's going on, man? This isn't like you. I thought you'd be all up in arms about, these poor people dancing at the meager blessings their oppressors are dying to bestow upon them or something.
Yes, perhaps under other circumstances I would. But seeing how happy they are right now, it is difficult to find fault in this.
So that's how it is, huh?
It was the pain and starvation I saw so many forced to endure that first moved me to rebellion. They were treated more like animals than people. Their smile and amount of hard-won victory and freedom were so fragile, so honorable. They were nothing like what I see here now. Now that I think of it, I've never seen any... Wait a minute. I've never seen anywhere so filled with joy and peace as this village. Of course not. These chiefs don't even know what war is, remember? Couldn't be further from our world. I had always hoped that the blood my competitors and I shed would buy smiles like this. But I never dreamed I would truly get to see them. This world is too perfect for the likes of me. Ain't that the truth? Tell me, old knight. Are you sure we should even be here? You effing kidding me. Why would you even ask? You get along great with these people. I know, but even so, something continues to feel off. I cannot help but wonder, do we heroic spirits truly have a place on the battlefield of these lost belts? Uh-oh. Now they're starting to think.
Senpai, are you up?
Hamjo sleeping too?
Yes, I'm afraid my nerves are still frayed from the battle we fought earlier today. I'm glad we survived thanks to Huang's interceding, but it was still too close for comfort.
We get some fresh air.
Okay, thank you for joining me, Senpai. I see the villagers are still enjoying their festival. I guess the benefactions must be a huge cause for celebration. Holmes said he suspects they might be a luxury good, much like alcohol in other, in our own world. The fact that it's like a drug makes me a little nervous, though. They're better giving it to kids. Maybe our perceptives is off there since we're used to Holmes'
habits. No, he does do it in Chaldea. Son of a gun, so the memes were real.
Anyway, it looks like they're going to keep the Shadow Border investigation going through the night. I hope Vinci will be okay supervising them.
That leaves us with nothing to do for once.
Yeah, it feels like forever since we last had free time to ourselves. This lost belt is really peaceful, isn't it?
Summing up.
Senpai, I've seen a world like this before. It was a world of possibilities, united under a single ideal.
Are you talking about the Temple of Time?
Yes, the King of Mages, Gyotia, envisioned a history of humanity that was free from strife and suffering. I disagree with him. There was something about a world completely lacking any pain or adversity that just felt wrong to me. But now, the way people live here seems so close to that world. It is still rich with life and scent of earth. These people aren't illusions. They're just as real as we are.
We're still in this world's enemy.
Yes, I know. Even after we take Konyaska into custody and secure an antidote, that won't be the end of it. We can't stop fighting until we find a tree of emptiness, cut it down, and prune this world away like it was originally meant to be. I know this is a rare chance to rest and relax, but when I think about it, I just can't get sleep.
Yeah, that would be heavy on one's mind. been so long since we've seen such a beautiful night sky.
Master, get back!
What? It would seem I missed my chance. I thought it would be easy to kill you under cover of darkness. I underestimate those who have spent their lives dedicated to the arts of war. And of course you'll try to sneak attack us. Even if it would take no more than a single stroke of my sword, I cannot bring myself to sneak up behind and murder someone in cold blood as they admire the beauty of the night sky.
President Ling Ling, god dang it. But we called a truce right now.
No, you and the Emperor called a truce. My master and I agreed to no such thing. As such, tonight, when everyone else had lowered their guard, would have been a perfect chance to end you, Master Chaldea. Ordinarily, I would like nothing more than for those moved by beautiful things to live out their lives in peace and happiness. But now that we have met as enemies, that can never be. I had hoped to end you before you had to feel any need for fear. Forgive me for my incompetence.
Did you really think it would be that easy, servant? She meant you. Did you honestly believe I would fail to protect our allies in a moment of perfect for assassination? I think I read that wrong. Perhaps a true assassin would have been able to elude me, but you, not a chance. Warriors like you are meant to cross swords in the field of battle, not sulk around in the dead of night. Your master must be grossly ignorant of war to send you on a mission so badly suited to your abilities.
Silence. I will not suffer any insult to my master. Still, now that I have heard such insolent remarks, I need feel no guilty or drawing my sword. For that, you have my thanks, General.
Oh, crack. Oh, so she's the other character. God dang it, she's even worse. She's a freaking art buffer. Darn it. And she's a single unit buffer at that. Oh boy, at least he has to. What? I didn't even do that! Damn it. Okay, that's enough cuss bombs. Sheesh, I forgot I was poisoned. Why is it gotta be riders? Dang, I'm still struggling to get past the first dang line. Shoot, that was useless.
I am the lord of my soul. Unlimited blade walks. Cancel. どいていろ。そこまでだ。いかがでしょうか。
出陣。はぶむ。そりゃそりゃ行きます。はぶむ。そりゃえい。それズドン。はいよ。あいた。せい。あいた。
Yeesh.
はいよ。天下万世の死であるぞ。
取れそうか。
陸東商法。ドラを鳴らしなさい。
魔力を回せ。君干渉バクよ。I am the lord of my soul. So I play unlimited blade walks. そこまでだ。
道を開けよう。出陣である。この仮面を脱ぎ乱領王の証明とする。退け魔性ども。はいよ。あいた。はいよ。
何？
では殺して進ぜよう。
そらよ、くれてやる。癖が悪くてね。たくしょうがねえ。いらっしゃい。
天候音あり。イカスチのごとくイカスチにあらず。陸東戦略魔王尊大栄戦。
俺
どうよしよし。トン。はいよ。トン。
よく攻めるかな。
I'm not gonna do a bit of talking. Shoot. But the only thing I gotta say is I want to see more memes about Holmes being on his one of his episodes, if you know what I mean. The darn it, I only saw 2 freaking memes of that, and I'm a little pissed. Come on, artist, you can do it. Ah, damn. Them crits hurt, god dang it. Is that like you? I got archers for days. Ay-ya. There we go. Uh-oh. And there go my attack buff.
出陣である。この仮面を脱ぎ乱領王の証明とする。退け魔性ども。はいよ。
Let's see.
よし。
カス
いかがでしょうか。はいよ。はいよ。
Okay. Should I just
この際だ。
forget?
確実に仕留める。
これだな。
魔力を回せ。
Like heck, I'm attacked first.
どいてよ。I am the lord of my soul. So I play unlimited blade walks.
ボルトリロード陸東標法ためになるの衝撃版装填します内熱衝撃版装填します
Ah, dang it. Well, because he's on a little bit of life points left, he wants to do this.
神明凍結展開これは多くの道多くの願いを受けた幻想の城呼応せよモールドキャメロットはっとはいよせいと
Alright, so if you want to play these games, let's play these games.
いいだバレそうでなくては二大神に立てますポイボスカタストロペ仕切り直す交代せよ
Yeah, now get the frick out.
この矢で仕留められぬ者はいない
Dang, I was not expecting this one chapter to be that long. I'm gonna have to stop right here. Dang. I stalled? No, it's stalled. I stalled long enough. Any chance you had at victory is gone, Prince of Lane Ling. Xing Lang Yu, speak the truth. Not time though it may be, even we, at such great remove, cannot help but notice such tumultuous commotion. Gah! We trust you can hear our voice, Akuta Hinako. What do you have to say for yourself? It would have been a lot better if they shaded her eyes. Akuta. I know you may not understand right now, Your Imperial Majesty, but I promise that everything I've done has been for the prosperity of your empire. Is that so? Then it would seem you indeed have no intention of honoring our wishes. Now then, what to do with you? We doubt the threat of beheading would be enough to cow you. No. If we are to punish you, then we must take something else away. Ah yes, I know. Come here, Kaiji Zero. Wait, how do you say that? Oh no, you summoned me, Your Imperial Majesty. Xingyu? We did. Rip your core out of your chest and smash it to pieces immediately? Dang, that's metal! As you wish, Your Imperial Majesty. Wait! Please wait! I'm sorry, please! Anything but that! Ah, so you're able to plead for forgiveness. You must be quite attached to that machine indeed. Akuta? Please, have mercy. I swear, I'll serve you faithfully from this moment forward. I'll do anything you ask. Anything at all. Just please, spare his life. Oh, damn. She really was in love with him. We'll hold you to your word, Akuta Hinako. Now that the only reward for defying our will is fear far worse than any mere death. Yes, Your Imperial Majesty. I swear, I'll never go against your wishes again. Well done, Xing Lang Yu. You need not concern yourself with that woman any longer. Understood, Your Imperial Majesty. Lady Aliyah, I suggest you return to the camp and retire for the night. Senpai? Let's just do as they say, Mash. Okay. Seriously, I'd rather not get tied up in that. I must ask you once again. Yes?
Who is this Shang Yu you speak of?
To answer that, I will need to tell you another very different story first.
The one where the Emperor died before obtaining the holy vessel.
That's right. After the Emperor passed, the quest for immortality was seemingly buried with him. You were no exception, as you were kept hidden away in the secret Ecology laboratory. I think that's how you say it? Ecology? But someone found and reactivated you. A man by the name of Shang Lane. He went on to become one of the many people attempting to rule China for himself after the decline of Shin. Then in this history, I fell into rebel hands. Shang Lang wanted to use your superhuman abilities to further his own ambition. So he gave you his surname, Shang, the first name Ji, and the courtesy name of Yu, and presented you as his nephew, despite knowing you were not actually human.
True. I was only given my current combat frame long after I was first activated. My original chassis was entirely humanoid.
No one ever suspected Shang Lang was lying. The thought simply never occurred to them. The Emperor had based you on Tai Yi's Zenren creation, a machine as advanced as he was beyond anyone's imagination at the time.
Then I was treated as a person rather than a device.
Given your appearance, no one had any reason to suspect you were anything other than human, regardless of how exponentially skilled you may have been. In time, future generations would come to know Shang Yu as one of China's greatest generals.
Of warriors, whoops.
Yet none of them would ever know your true identity, nor how you were made.
Something is amiss with your plans.
If this Shang Lang person kept my origin and the truth of my creation a secret, how did you come to learn the truth? Who are you, really? I'm just a drifter. One who came to this lost spell solely to be reunited with you, my beloved Lord Shang Yu.
Wait. You telling me she wasn't... Oh my god. Holy cow. I'm not saying anything else. My theory is being kept to myself, okay? Chill. Wowza. That just happened. I don't know what to say. Okay, since this is episode 0, I'm just gonna read it. All I had to say, that's a war dump. What the frick, man?
Huh? Sounds like you had quite the evening. Peculiar though this may be, it does present another piece of the puzzle. Unfortunately, it does nothing to make the larger picture any easier to see. We know that the Crypto's first priority is defending their Tree of Emptiness. And yet, Akuta has not told this Lost Spell's king of the tree's importance. Furthermore, she moved to eliminate us entirely on her own discretion, only to end up swearing allegiance to Shang Huang the instant Shang Yu's life was threatened. I'm going to say Shin, but oh well. I was taken aback to see Akuta acting so aggressively when we first came to this Lost Belt. But seeing her so scared and flustered was just painful, more than it was surprising. I mean, if I know what we did to our two friends, I'm not too surprised.
At least what she think we did to one of them.
I guess I really didn't know anything about her back when we were both at Chaldea.
Ah, yes. About who she was at Chaldea.
Holmes and I did a little poking around in the data we managed to back up from the server. And her entire background reeks of falsified records.
Oh, great, another one? That's two!
Indeed, I had to practically hold my nose as we pick apart her disguise.
Disguise? Even though she was a member of Chaldea's staff?
Let's see. Imagine her profile is like a painting that's been thoroughly, methodically airbrushed to erase any trace of the original painter.
Correct.
There was not a single errant brushstroke, so to speak, to be found anywhere. Anyone who has lived an ordinary life will inevitably leave behind a bit of useful information about him or herself along the way. And yet, there was nothing of the sort to be found in Okuta Hinako's data. It was as though her entire life story was designed to pull the wool over someone's eyes. You mean like an intricate piece of fiction? You mean like a perfect alibi?
Precisely. That is just the sort of interjection I was looking for, my dear Watson. Yeah, I saw this one coming. I became Miss Watson. God dang it! That is not my job, sir.
So the fact that nothing in her personal information is strange also means nothing in it is real? Yep. There's basically nothing even remotely human about her entire background. And even that's not the only obviously suspicious thing we ran across. According to her profile, Mossberry Atmosphere brought her to Chaldea, supervised her aptitude test, and oversaw her periodic health exams and interviewed personally. It seems every bit of data about her was submitted with his authorization codes, no one else's. The first director? Just the fact that he handled it all alone is one hell of a red flag for security. It'd be easy for him to falsify any data he wanted, considering his position.
Be that as it may, if Chaldea's original director was the one who manipulated her profile...
Yeah, if a guy that high up the food chain has something he wanted to keep secret about her, we're pretty much SOL. How did Okuta end up at Chaldea in the first place? Did she actually have enough race shift aptitude to be chosen for Team A? For that matter, who the hell is she really? At this point, I don't know what to believe.
Indeed. Everything we thought we know about Okuta Hinako's personal information is suspect at best. So it wouldn't really be a stretch to imagine she might have a different goal from the other cryptors. Obviously not. What's more, this goal is evidently more important to her than protecting her lost belt or preserving her relationship with its king. One might think eliminating us would be her first priority, but as we've seen, even that is secondary compared to her concern for Shang Yu, another figure about whom we know next to nothing.
It looks like that name alone, only means... god dang. I just had to stutter. It looks like that name alone only means anything to those of us from proper human history. In this last spell, he appears to go by something else.
I think it was called Kaiji, Gyoji... Oh gosh, dang it. I'm stuck in Japan. Give me a minute. 0. I really don't know how to pronounce that.
Well, a quick database search suggests that area has seemed significant for Shang Yu. Ugh, my neck. What the heck? His first uncle, Shang Lang, started his revolt against the Shin Empire after the emperor died. You could say it's where Shang Yu began his career as a warrior.
Regardless of who Shang Yu may be in this world, the fact remains that he belongs to this lost belt.
So I cannot fathom why Akuta Hinako, who thought nothing else... Oh my goodness. Slow down, sir! Though nothing else we know about her is certain, comes from proper human history, would care so deeply about him as to abandon her other goals.
That's one pretty... good grief.
That's one pretty straightforward. She must have fallen in love with him at first sight. The more foolish the woman, the more likely she is to chuck everything away for such silly notions.
Dang, Gordov, didn't think you get the guess right.
Careful, Gordy, you're gonna lose any goodwill you may have built up with your female staff.
But at the same time, you have the point. At the same time, you better watch your damn mouth. But the only women here are Leah and Mash. You're borderline lonely. Damn, Gordy, chill!
Well, I was certainly disappointed by what you said.
Okay, that was just me, sir. Come on. Da Vinci's the honorary woman in this case. Chill. Wait, really?
Now, do try to stay on topic. We still have a mountain of problems that need solving. Yeah, we know. Oh, right, we still need to talk to the people who are gonna be less than pleased about this.
I'm down with it. Let's go.
Even if it is only temporary, I can't believe I have to pretend to make nice with that emperor. Just the thought makes me sick. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Negotiate? Out of the question. That tactic plays right into the oppressor's hands. Do not be fooled, detective. They will tell you whatever the meek wishes to hear, and pursue you into swearing allegiance with only the pretense of your consent at best. Given the urgency of Miss Aaliyah and Gordo's condition, I'm afraid we have no alternatives. As a minimum, I would like to maintain our truce with Huang. I keep forgetting I'm going to call him just Huang. Until Koin this guy is securely in our custody. If we could prolong it until Akuta Hinako is out of the picture, so much the better. Whatever her reasons for doing so may be, Akuta remains fiercely determined to eradicate us. So much so that she tried to assassinate Miss Aaliyah in the dead of night against Shin's wishes. Obviously, Akuta and Shin aren't exactly BFFs at the moment. But we can't be sure that will last since there's still a lot we don't know about the relationship. There is every possibility that she may yet convince Huang to take her side in all of this. What about defeating Huang and cutting down the tree of emptiness before Musket and Master can fall victim to this accursed poison? Should that not be our first priority? Listen closely, Spartacus. At the moment, making an enemy out of all of the Empire will lead only to disaster. Right now, Konyaska is a wild card who could wreak havoc no matter where she is or whose side she is on.
Oh, whose side she's on? Jeez, what the frick?
Again.
If we don't have an antidote ready to go by the time we face off with Huang, it will be over before it begins. All the Emperor would have to do is kill Konosuke. That means Leah would be saddled with the poison deliteration effect for the rest of her life. Let's not forget that my own life will be tragically shortened. Yes, ultimately, we need to destroy the Tree of Infinite and erase this lost belt. And to do so, we will inevitably need to face and defeat Huang. So bear in mind that any amicable relations we appear to have now are a strictly temporary state of affairs. Grief. So you want us to pretend to be friends until we can attack the Emperor least expected, right? Yeah, that's fine. Hell, I used to ask aggravating for advice with that sort of sneaky shit all the time.
Oh my gosh. I refuse. Acquiescence is the first step to allegiance. And allegiance inevitably leads to subservientness. Oh my gosh. My master must never side with oppressors, but always rebel against it.
Trust me, we're gonna rebel.
She should rebel against pain, rebel against suffering, and ultimately triumph by rebelling against destiny.
Get the goddamn stick out of your...
I can't say that. That's so many cuss words already.
Would you?
We're playing the long game here, luckhead.
The important part is that we get to destroy the Empire in the end. So why don't you just think of all the rebelling you're gonna get to do later as a prize for all the restraint you gotta show now. I mean, you love repressing your own, right?
Are you all truly willing to go along with this?
When I tried to assassinate the Emperor before, I lost the moment I focused on something other than the killing itself. But I'm not the one leading the attack this time. I get that Leah has her own way of fighting. I'm sorry, I know it's a lot to ask.
Hey, trust me, I want to get this over with too.
Well, there's something I can do if you're going to plead at me with that helpless look on your face. I mean, you're just now realizing how hopeless your chances are against Shang-Yu, right?
It's getting stuffy in here with so many of us present. I think I'll step out for a bit for... Oh my gosh, how many freaking ads do I need? Fresh air. Right.
Who just winked at me, Senpai and Jinkei? What's going on?
That's the question of the day.
What is it, Holmes? Is there something else you wanted to talk to us about?
I thought it would be best if Spartacus were absent for this next part. I trust you to retain your cool, Miss Jinkei, but let me remind you to refrain from raising your voice. As long as we whisper, Xing Hong should be unable to hear us. I mostly finished my analysis of the benefaction drugs, and it's beyond anything I could have imagined. Let me guess. It's like, dang it, I was right.
Its psychotropic effects are secondary at most. Its true purpose lies in boosting the immune system, or perhaps I should say, enhancing it to an unfathomable degree. And despite its potency, there are almost no negative side effects as long as one condition remains unmet. It is well beyond what modern medical science could achieve. In fact, I doubt even Magecraft from proper human history could create a drug so effective. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Let me be wrong. It is something that could only be made here in a lost belt where pharmaceutical and biochemistry are entirely based on sage arts. Now I see. So it's mass-produced elixirs. And they just hand out something that amazing to every citizen during every major celebration? Indeed. And as a result, illness and disease have been completely eradicated. I doubt any of these people have had so much as a cold since they were born. Then it's a real actual panacea? Oh gosh, I think I said the medicine wrong. God dang it. Hold on. What's the condition that needs to go unmet for this to work? Yes, that would be old age. Once a person's hormonal secretion have reached a certain level, this drug function as a lethal anesthetic. I estimate it to be at least several thousand times more potent than, holy cow, pentobarbital. So basically, oh gosh, hang on. Wouldn't that mean? Now I see. I thought it was strange that we hadn't seen any single elderly person here. This is no unintended side effect. It's quite clear that the medicine was designed to work this way. Designed? Then is it really poisoning everyone who takes it? So when someone's body secretes a certain amount of hormones, in other words, once their body has aged to a certain point, they just die? Correct. From our perspective, distributing a drug like this is no better than mass murder. I'm sorry, I'm just shocked, god dang it. Still, the case can be made from a Buddhist perspective, and how it views the four inevitabilities of human life, namely birth, aging, disease, and death. That's still fricked up, bro. If one considers both old age and illness equally understandable, one could say this medicine protects you from the pain of the former and the latter at once. Oh gosh. I can only say if every world, under all possible conditions, would eventually arrive at these ethics of pharmaceutical science.
Let's hope not.
But the wheat grow here has been excessively genetically modified into something extraordinary. Its resistance to disease, its yield, everything about it stands leagues above its natural counterpart in proper human history. With a crop like this, one could live their entire life without ever knowing hunger. And if you never had to worry about food, you probably never think to take it from someone else. There is no economy here, no division between rich and poor exists. And we have all seen for ourselves how ignorant they are of war and violence. It seems that life here is as far removed from the suffering that one might expect in our world as it is possible to imagine. And when their life has run its course, this drug puts them to sleep permanently, well before they can begin to feel the pain of old age. I dare say that, if nothing else, this world has done a frighteningly effective job at removing pain and suffering from people's lives. But that's still... There's no way for people to live. They're practically being kept as livestock. So this is how how that dictator decided to solve humanity's suffering? Makes sense. No way a leader who abandoned their own humanity would in turn treat their subjects like people. As far as making the decision between this lost but proper human history, Spartacus claimed that we should fight to determine which should be allowed to survive. If hearing that gave you pause, I would urge you to give the matter more thought, keeping what you know about the benefaction in mind. In this world, the definition of a happy human life is exceedingly simple. I'm basically surprised you even thought about that. Come on now, Ritsuka! Seeing as you will need to make this choice sooner or later, I think it's best I suspend my usual behavior in favor of full disclosure. Allow me to share with you some speculation. Do keep in mind that this is not a deduction, but rather a bit of conjecture on my part. Holmes? This relates solely to one question, namely, why did the spirit origin graph fail to work with this lost belt ley line? You think it has something to do with this medicine? That may not be directly related, but it does support my current hypothesis. Heroic spirits have always been one side of Alea, mankind's collective unconscious. They are defined foremost by their purpose, protecting humanity. While there may be many different methods and conditions involved in summoning servants, the one thing they all have in common, without exception, is responding to the summoner's prayer. However, if there was not a single person in the world who had the emphatic need to pray for something, and if such a world had flourished unabated for hundreds of years, right, then it wouldn't be all that surprising if that world lost its connection to the throne of heroes entirely. For that matter, there wouldn't even be any heroic spirit in that world, just like there aren't here. After all, every heroic, God gracious, what the fudge is wrong with my tongue today? After all, every hero who might be needed to fight someday, like Shang Lang Yu, is still alive. So this lost bill is a world that has no need for heroic spirits at all? Can you imagine a person wishing for relief for anything in the world, free from hunger, pain, and suffering, Miss Curiolite? I know I certainly cannot. Indeed, it only makes sense that servants would never appear in a world where no one wishes for anything. Thanks for telling us this, Holmes. Whatever doubt I might have had are gone now. I will do everything in my power to take Shang Huang down and put it into this disgusting regime. As long as I get there in the end, I don't care how far out of our way we have to go. Right now, let's focus on curing Aaliyah. Now that I know where I'm going, I can wait as long as it takes. Thank you, Jinkei. Progress report? We should finish a complete scan of the vehicle's interior by morning. Good. Be careful not to overlook anything. Remember, the future of the Empire will rest on our shoulders. Yes, ma'am. I'll go see how things are outside. A shadow border, the product of a world entirely different from ours, huh? Because the moon does not know how to drink, my shadow merely follows the movement of my body. Huh? The moon has brought the shadow to keep me company a while. The practice of mirth should keep peace with spring. What's that, young man? Oh, that's called a poem. A guy named Li Ba wrote it a long time ago. Who taught you that? Well...
Uh-oh. No.
We see. Xingling Yu investigation is proceeding smoothly. It feels good to have so much data moving among our circuits.
Do you think you will be able to analyze that otherworldly device, Your Imperial Majesty?
Do you think we are? This holy vessel, full calculation capabilities, can easily handle a single view.
Who do you think we are? God dang it, that's what I meant to say.
Or so we thought. This is amazing. How could they fit so much functionality into these dimensions? It's hard to believe that we are seeing. Forgive the intrusion, Your Imperial Majesty, but it's something you should know.
No, you snitch!
What is this about? The children in this village are reciting poems.
Huh? You're kidding.
When I asked them about it, they said they learned them from Chaldea. Let me see. In Chaldea or Confucian.
No. Wait. We don't believe that. Hang on now. Yes, Your Imperial Majesty. This is undoubtedly the work of Confucianism.
Aw, frick me!
I'm not into Confucianism. I'm a Christian.
Dang! Oh, brother. It's time for me to stop. Until next time, I guess part 10.